magical, wonderful place, and it'd be great to live here if we had a helicopter, a boat, a 4x4, and maybe another good road to get out in case the other one falls. As we developed a more healthy and sustainable lifestyle, we knew we wanted to make a geographic change.
We've been playing with the idea of full-time RV travel to really experience different cities and areas and see if we could find a new place to call home.
So we rented an RV for a week as a trial run to see how we might like full-time travel. This is Mella.
This is Don.
And we're sharing our experience as we reduce our waste,
Create a more sustainable lifestyle,
and reinvent our habitat.
After Boulder Creek and starting to adjust to living in an RV, we started heading south towards Big Sur. Hey Zuri, what'd you think of this place? You want to climb those trees?
We'd heard that it was sometimes difficult to find easy parking when you're traveling in an RV, but we lucked out on the way down, stopping in Monterey with coastal parking, which allowed our cats to see the ocean for the first time.
Heading out of Monterey, we traveled down what is arguably the most beautiful part of California's scenic coast.
Driving down the steep entrance to the Fernwood Resort, we were glad that we only had a 24-foot RV instead of a much longer one.
I love it! We have visited Big Sur several times in the past, but we chose the Fernwood Resort since we knew we wanted to stay put in that area for a couple of days.
Pulling into our spot, we took a look around and realized that we really lucked out.
Heaven.
One thing we loved about being in an RV is being able to prepare all of our own food in the little kitchen. Being able to travel and not have to worry about finding food that would fit our specialized diet is another thing that made RV life so appealing. So there's a creek right here next to our campsite. We're gonna walk down, and Mella wants to put her feet in it. I think it looks so cold.
The sound of the running water in the creek is so peaceful and soothing, and I've always wanted to live by the ocean for that reason. I just find the water calming.
You cold?
Refreshing. Definitely, if we can't live next to the ocean, we've got to have a creek.
What do you think about Big Sur?
I love it. It's one of my favorite places in California. Hello, welcome to my home. It's kind of got everything on my list, like the most beautiful coastline, and I love the ocean. And then you've got forests and trees and creeks and water, and it's still fairly green. It's remote, it's quiet, it's peaceful. It's just like a very magical place. I feel good when I'm here.
There's only one person per 2 square miles because it's very sparsely populated, because you got mountains and redwoods and national forests and state parks and state beaches and national beaches.
It's a population of like 839 or something, and it's a pretty big area. Problem with that, there's not a lot of housing.
And the housing that there is, the median cost of a house here is...
Guess.
What is it?
$2.2 million is the median price housing here. And the US average is around $260,000. So it's $2 million more.
Of course, that's just the average price. So we looked at some things that were out of our price range. We found a nice 240 square foot cottage for $899,000.
And the other thing that makes it tough is that it is so remote, which is why it's so wonderful, but there's like these tiny little general stores you can buy very expensive groceries at if you need to, but there doesn't seem to be any grocery store nearby or easily accessible. Like I think you've got to drive up to Carmel or Monterey or perhaps go inland, I'm not sure, to find a proper grocery store and not spend a fortune. There's storms, there's often mudslides, and recently like the road was blocked off, and I read
for
a bunch.
a year.
Yeah, for a year, and I read a bunch of articles of some people living here who, like the general stores and the restaurants weren't getting their supplies because the trucks couldn't get to them, so they were kind of running out of food, and they actually had to hike out of here and go camp on the way to get to somewhere they could buy groceries and then spend a few days hiking back. They learned to be a little more self-sustaining and grow more food here, which is kind of, I guess, what you'd have to do to be prepared. That could happen. Like you have to be prepared for that.
I think it's a magical, wonderful place, and it'd be great to live here if we had a helicopter, a boat, a 4x4, maybe another good road to get out in case the other one falls through a
I
mudslide.
suppose if you can afford a $3 million house, you can probably afford to get a helicopter.
I think that the climate here is almost perfect, almost no snow.
We're here in the fall, and it's about 72, 74 degrees high during the day. It's beautiful, it's perfect.
The winter, there is a lot of marine layer. The moisture from the ocean comes in the morning, and it sticks around, and it rains. All of that really adds to the greenery. I have yet to get good internet anywhere at all. The place you can sit and use good internet is horrible. The service is so slow, I could barely do any work. Now I'm sure someone somewhere has wired internet that's actually fast here, but I haven't experienced that. And even cell phone service is so spotty because it's only spread out in little locations throughout.
We don't need a dance studio, we just need a stage. Oh, it was really good. I needed that. It was a little wobbly because the grass was like patches, so it kind of went like this on your back or whatever, so rolling was really hard. But I really like working out outside.
It's always a little quieter on Mondays because so many people just come out to camp on the weekends. I always call them weekenders, kind of just poking fun at them because we get away on the weekdays so often with our schedule. But as I walk through these massive 1,500 and 2,000-year-old trees, I just think they must think we're the weekenders, really just passing through.
On our last night in Big Sur, we reflected back on the time and how we were all just getting into the swing of RV living. We were sad to have to start our journey back towards LA, but we still had one more stop to make. Been in the desert for hours, I'm so thirsty.